A lot of talk about the harms of social media with our youth, and this legislative session, there were two bills passed related to social media that repealed and replaced last year's bills. Governor Cox just signed those bills. They go into effect on October 1st.
Joining us now to help us understand what those bills are is U.S. Representative Jordan Tuscher, and this is such a fascinating conversation. We've already had so many questions for you. Let's jump right in and talk about what those bills are. Just kind of outline them for us.
Yeah, so you mentioned there's two bills. The first bill was House Bill 464. This bill allows for parents to hold social media companies accountable for the harmful algorithms that they've created that are causing harm to minors. And essentially in that bill we said that if social media companies will do three things, they can have a safe harbor against the damages that could be caused. So the first thing is they have to limit the time that minors are on the site to under 3 hours and not at night. They have to get their parents' permission. And third, they have to disable the engagement-driven design elements, those things that are causing minors to be addicted to the site. The second bill is Senate Bill 194. This bill requires social media companies to do four things. The first thing is to establish an age assurance system so they know which accounts are adult accounts and which accounts are minor accounts. For those minor accounts, secondly, they have to turn on the highest privacy settings by default that can't be changed without a parent's permission. The third thing that they have to do is give parents supervisory tools so they can help their kids navigate through social media. And lastly, they can't collect or sell the minors' data.
Representative, do you feel like it's been the wild, wild west
exactly.
that social media has up until now? And why are you so passionate about saying there needs to be boundaries, there needs to be some regulations?
Well, we've been working on this for a couple years now, and it really came about when parents reached out to me and said, I'm doing everything that I can as a parent, and it's not enough. The algorithms are just too powerful. There's too much pressure for my kids. Please, the state needs to come in and do something about it. Around that same time, we saw just staggering data about the harmful impacts of social media on minors. It's just a fact that I think is really important. If you look at just young women on the platform, 3/5 of young women say that they felt persistently sad or hopeless because of their use of social media. And 1/3 of young women said that they had seriously contemplated committing suicide in the last year. That can't happen. We have to do something as a state to stop that.
This is really scary. It goes on to talk about how 60% of teen girls say they've been contacted by a stranger on social media. And kids also aren't sleeping. They're not getting the recommended 8 or more hours that they need while they're growing and developing.
Yeah, and parents just don't know about these harmful effects. They can see it in their kids. They see that there's something there. And if you look at the data, really since the advent of social media in 2008, there's just been a spike in mental health issues, suicidation, real problems with minors. And what we try to counsel parents is the best thing that you can do for your kids is to delay the time that they're on social media. And there's so much pressure when they're 11, 12, 13, 14 to get on there. But if they can push it out to 16, 17, 18, they'll be a lot better off.
Isn't it interesting? We're more connected than we ever have been before, and yet studies say our youth lonelier than they've ever been before. So what changes will parents notice on October 1st?
Well, it will be interesting to see. That first bill, there's really nothing that we're requiring social media companies to do. So if they choose not to implement those protective measures, then really if there's harms that are coming to their kids, they can go to court and they can sue for those damages. But on the other side, with that Senate bill, I think we will see some major changes. And we worked closely with the social media companies, making sure that this is something that they can implement, that it's something that will actually make a big impact. And I think in the end, they want to do something good. They don't want to see minors be harmed, but their profit margins are the number one thing that they're looking at. And it's a huge amount of money that these sites are making off of our kids.
This is so crucial, though, so needed, having that age restriction, having the privacy restriction, and the algorithm that keeps you wanting more and down to the next and the next and the rabbit hole. I mean, adults need that as well. But you say delay it all, delay the age that they're given social media, delay the amount of time they're able to have their electronics on any given day.
Yes, and especially at night. set healthy habits. We can come in as a state and try to set up guardrails, but it's really going to come down to parents having a strong relationship with their kids and talking about these challenges, talking about the damages that are going to be caused if they're on the site that long.
There are resources, everybody, socialharms.utah.gov. That is a great place to go for videos from experts, up-to-date studies and statistics. There's also a downloadable parent presentation. That's all right there on that site, and a link on our site at abc4.com/GTU. Our thanks to the Utah Department of Health for this sponsored interview, and Representative, thank you for coming in.